Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our second year of Viewer Beware. You can see things are very well organized over here. We've got a couple new toys we're playing with. We've got a whole new year of books to go over. We had a wonderful month off. At this point, you've seen our wonderful new intro. Very sexy, sexy sweet. R.L. Stein creamed his pants when he saw it. I have it on very good authority.
The R.L. Stein slander just keeps piling up, doesn't it?
We're building a mythos around him.
Yeah.
I enjoyed my time away from reading Goosebumps greatly. How was your 1 month away?
Oh, yeah, it was alright. I missed it.
You don't know how to live your life without Goosebumps anymore.
It's nice having a routine, you know?
True.
Yeah. Something to come back to. Because I like editing. Editing keeps me busy.
That's your little thing now?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
But Jared said at the start of the year he wanted to reflect on what we'd already read and reevaluate what we had ranked beforehand.
Did we agree that we'd be able to reassess positions?
Yeah, we'll move stuff.
I forgot about that. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, baby.
Now, we're going to put stuff where we think it is.
And then we'll have to reconfirm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want you to start us off because you have a very good memory.
Citation needed.
I think let's not worry about things in the bin.
Yeah, not yet.
We just chuck it in the bin.
Okay, I'm just gonna make a little
Okay.
pile.
No, we'll make
I'm
the
gonna
pile.
hand bin ones to you. So
Okay.
Nightmares in the bin.
Yeah.
Horrorland's on the board.
Yeah.
Cheese and Die, I'm going to put in a maybe. Let's Get Invisible is on the board. Gully Cry Monster is on the board. Dead House is on the board. Ghost Next Door is on the board. Deep Trouble is in the bin. Auditorium is on the board. Monster Blood is on the board. Be Careful What You Wish For is on the board. Return of the Mummy is in the bin. Living Dummy is on the board. You Can't Scare Me is in the maybe. Basement is on the board. I think I already have too many books on the board. Haunted Mask is number 1. I'm just going to
Might as well.
put up that one there. Ghost Beach is in the bin. Piano Lessons Can Be Murder is in the bin. Mummy's Tomb is in the bin. Monster Blood 2 is in the bin. Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. Why I'm Afraid of Bees. Bin.
You had to think about that?
Yep. Go Eat Worms is in the bin.
Yeah, that's
and
the
Beaver
bin.
Swamp is in the bin.
There we go.
So what do I have so far? 1, 2. How many do we have on the board? 15?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh god, no, some of those are coming in here.
Fuck.
I've got 12.
Okay.
So 3 of those need to come out. What have we got?
Well, we can't just like run through them one by one again, so let's just start putting stuff on the board. So we'll sort through that.
What was our number 2? Living Dummy.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just gonna let you put stuff on the board.
Living Dummy is number 2. This is gonna be so fucking... Oh my god. It's number 5, I guess. This is gonna be so fucking hard for me.
Yeah. He specifically didn't watch the newest video because he didn't want to be reminded of what was ranked.
No, this is gonna be impossible for me. What the fuck is number 3? I don't know. Where the fuck is Basement? You know.
I can confidently say the top 6.
No, I'm already ready to give up. I don't know. There is no way Say Cheese and Die is on the board. How the fuck? Number 4, Phantom of the Opera. Auditorium. Ghost Next Door.
You've forgotten a pretty important one at this point.
Have I?
Yeah, it's all the way at the back, I think.
Oh yeah, Moostus. Yeah, no, Moostus has to be ahead of these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Now we're cooking with ice.
Yeah, now we're thinking with portals. Fuck. Would Deadhouse be above Horrorland?
I ain't saying nothing.
I've totally got this wrong. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna go Deadhouse and then Horrorland.
I'll tell you, you've forgotten one again.
Goblin Crime Monster. At this point, I'm just trying to get
Yeah.
through it. What else have I got? I don't feel confident. This magnet's just about to fall off.
I really hope that's going in the bin.
It fucking better. If Bees is on the board, I'm killing myself. So 3 of these are in my hand need to be on the board.
They all start blending together after a while, don't they?
Fucking do. Moose Deuce 2 is on bottom.
I wonder if Worms is on the board.
It fucking better not be! Shut up. What the fuck? You two are on the board. You two are definitely on the board. Be careful what you wish for, we actually like. So God, if I put I'm Afraid of Bees on the fucking board. Nah, these books are all shit. I'm not holding a single book. Ghost Beach isn't on the fucking board, is it?
We're in the point of the board I'm not too sure about.
Yeah, it's not Piano Lessons Can Be Murder. Fucking go eat worms. Fuck it. Alright.
Alright, so first of all, we need to swap plants and dummy.
Oh, as if.
Yeah, we ranked plants higher.
That's changing.
Yeah. By the way, that was your choice.
Gross.
That's fine. I think Girl Who Cried Monster was actually above both of these. Then it was Deadhouse. Then it was Say Cheese and Die. I don't think I can actually put it on the board, so the magnet's there as a placement holder. And then it's One Day at Horrorland. Give me that. Then it's You Can't Scare Me. I'm pretty sure. This is where it gets a bit tricky. I'm not too sure about
The bottom
those.
3 are just like, we don't care.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Monster Blood 2 is not on the board anymore. I know that. Go Eat Worms isn't either. I'm pretty sure it's this and maybe Deep Trouble.
Yeah, Deep Trouble's interesting, so...
I think Deep Trouble's here. I'd like to think. And maybe no. Actually, I'm not. No, we might have actually put that above. Be careful what you wish for. I'm not sure. That's what I think it is. I could definitely be wrong. I'm very confident up until You Can't Scare Me. Oh no! Be careful what you wish for is above Deep Trouble.
Oh.
Can you switch those? I don't feel like bending over. Oh my god! Then it was Piano Lessons Can Be Murder. Fuck me.
Fuck?
Can you take off Return of the Mummy?
Right, okay.
Okay, so that's the board. Then after that, it was...
So we were like mostly right.
Yeah, then it was Ghost Beach. Hang on, wait a minute. That's Piano Lessons Can Be Murder is number 16. Did we miss something? Fucking Return of the Mummies between One Day at Horrorland and You Can't Scare Me.
What?
Everything needs to move down. Okay. And then, okay, so Piano Lessons Can Be Murder is off the board, and Return of the Mummy is here. That's the board. Okay.
Return of the Mummy above Be Careful What You Wish For?
Yeah, apparently. Okay, so I'll tell you what the rest is.
Mm-hmm.
So after Piano Lessons Can Be Murder, it's Ghost Beach, Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, Monster Blood 2, The Scarecrow Walks of Midnight, Why I'm Afraid of Bees, Go Eat Worms, The Werewolf of Beaver Swamp, and Welcome to Camp Nightmare.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I actually don't care about things that aren't on the board right now.
Yeah.
We'll
work our way down.
Yeah.
I think that's for the best.
So
we're swapping these two.
straight away, we're going to swap these two around.
Yep.
You know what? I'm getting a better look.
Yeah. We're moving down. Let's get invisible. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You come off that horse?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, good. I don't think Monster Blood should be that high, but I definitely like it more than Auditorium, and I really like Ghost Next Door.
What the fuck is going on?
How would you feel about making Ghost Next Door number 4?
We had a whole discussion about this, that this was better than Ghost Next Door. We had a whole argument.
Did we?
Yeah, like my point was that nothing happens in Ghost Next Door, and you were like, okay, yeah, Ghost Next Door's not scary either, so
All
Phantom
right,
should be above. So do you want to move Monster Blood down?
Well, no, okay, with those arguments back in mind,
Yeah.
I think the board is good the way that
Okay.
up to 6 is fine, and then we've got Let's Get Invisible, Golden Crab Monster, Dead House. What's number 10 again?
That's Say Cheese and Die.
I want that off the board. That's not going to happen.
I think maybe move Let's Get Invisible down to under Welcome to Dead House.
I want to swap these two.
Mm-hmm. You prefer Dead House to Girl Cry Monster?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have any strong opinions on that, honestly. This is going to be half the video.
I want to be careful what you wish for to go here.
Okay. Flyaway Bird always comes back around.
And like the further you get away from it, the more you think about it, the more you're like, fuck, what a good ending.
The problem is, it's because it was in the same month as Haunted Mask. It looked like absolute dog shit.
Yeah. That's, very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Say Cheese and Die doesn't have fucking anything. I actually think Deep Trouble is better.
Yeah. It's not a scary book. It's just like an adventure book with mermaids.
Yeah.
But I guess that's something.
I'll fucking take it. There's stuff going on.
Yeah. Okay.
Horrorland is definitely better.
Mm.
Return of the Mummy. Yeah, you know what? I think the rest of that is fine.
Yeah.
What's number 16?
Piano Lessons Can Be Murder.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not putting Piano Murder on here.
Yeah.
No way.
So-
That's it.
Are you happy with the order of the bin?
I don't even. We can talk about the bin off camera.
Okay, no worries.
You can just adjust it at the end.
Yeah, no worries. So that's it. That's the current ranking now.
Beautiful.
And everything else, back in the bin you go.
Yeah.
These guys had a chance. They thought they were out,
No.
but they're going back in.
See you later, fuckheads.
Very soon, Say Cheese and Die. Very soon.
Fuck, you're not surviving the month, cunt. Fuck.
Let's go on to the actual review that we're doing.
Oh, that's right. Pull it over my tit.
This is all recorded, by the way.
Yeah, it's good. You can look back on this later and go, oh, remember how funny it was when Jared pulled the cord over his tit.
Funniest fucking shit I ever heard.
Yeah, he pulled the cord over his tit.
So we're finally talking about the books we reviewed this month. Jared, how are you feeling coming into this year?
So this year, I started reading and I was like, oh god, another year. But we had a fucking good month.
It was an interesting month.
Good, not saying the books were good, but it was a good month.
We have things to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh boy, do we have things to talk about.
It's not the kind of month where the books are bad in a way that they're just fucking mind-numbing bad. This is like, these books are fucking... These fucking books. So, I wasn't too excited going into like February 1st. I was like, oh fuck, now I've got to go back on the fucking daily grind. End of this month, I'm just like, yeah, this is why we do this. And you?
Yeah, because I was excited for Attack of the Mutant. It seemed like an interesting premise, and I knew this was going to be trash. It disappointed me. However, Attack of the Mutant is bad in a way that is very unique for Goosebumps. I don't think we've quite had something that strange before. And I said in my final note, this book gave me a headache.
You actually told me that was your last note. Yeah.
I don't know what happened in that book. I'm hoping you can tell me. Please educate me.
This book is interesting. It's not good,
Yeah.
but I don't dislike it.
Yeah.
Because it's just fucking stupid. It's the dumbest book. Right on the front cover, you can see we've got a superhero-looking character. His name is the Master Mutant. This is actually one that I read a bit of as a kid. I think I've mentioned this to you before. Yeah, so I never finished this one, but I read the first like 5 chapters, I think. And then just for some reason I stopped. I did that a lot with Goosebumps books. I'd read a little bit and I'd stop. which I suppose is why every chapter ends with a fucking cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Make the kids want to keep reading.
Didn't work.
Didn't work. Never worked on me. I'm just built different. I suppose I'm going to get into explaining what this book's about.
Yeah.
It's a fucking weird one. So your main character's name is Skipper, and Skipper collects this comic book series called The Masked Mutant. I just want to say straight away, it's very interesting that the comic book is entirely from the villain's point of view, because the Masked Mutant is the bad guy of this comic. He's basically, the powers aren't comparable, but he's basically Magneto for the X-Men. So he's buying all these comics. It's his entire fucking personality. His dad hates it. His dad's like, why the fuck are you reading these comic books all the time when you should be doing your fucking homework? You're a disappointment, Skipper.
He says at one point, do you know why your grades are so bad? And Skipper's answer is, because I'm not a very good student.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think. The rest of the family doesn't hate it that much. His little sister is always like dobbing on him for reading comics instead of doing his homework. I don't even think his mum does anything. Sorry, his mum makes the hilarious joke that we've never heard before, where they're cutting onions, and the mum goes, "There's actually a secret. When you cut onions, you never cry. I wish I knew it."
We fucking laughed our heads off when it was in Night Living Dummy. To be fair, it's been a couple of books, so like, we should have forgotten. We haven't.
The balls on this man
Yeah.
to blatantly reuse the one good joke that he has and think no one's gonna pick up on it.
We read Goosebumps every month. Of course we're gonna fucking pick up on it.
Thank you, Stein. Thank you, Stein, for all of your hard work. You're a blessed man. So anyway, Attack of the Mutant. I'm only going to mention this kid once. His Skipper has a friend at school who collects like stamps, and the whole joke is that stamps aren't as interesting as comics. That's all this character adds to the story.
It reminds me a lot of in Go Eat Worms, where the kid's really obsessed with worms, and like anyone else has another interest, like
he's like, oh, there's no school as worms. Yeah, fuck, that was a fun book. So basically, he's on the bus and he's going to an appointment. And he meets this girl called Libby. And Libby's like, oh, is that a comic book? I myself read comic books. And he goes, really? What do you read? And she goes, fucking My Little Pony.
High School Harry and Beanhead.
It's so
I remember that title because I have a theory on what it is.
Okay.
It's just Archie and Jughead. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, right. I always pictured, because it was meant to be like, it's clearly meant to be like the girly kind of comic.
Yeah.
And that was the whole joke. So I was thinking, what was the girly girl in Scholastic book? It was fucking Babysitter's Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was thinking the comic would just be Babysitter's Club. But it never fucking matters. So when they're on the bus, he accidentally misses his stop because he's been talking to this girl too much.
Simp.
Yeah, because he's a little boy and the girl's spoken to him for the first time in his entire life.
A girl reading comics? How unique.
So he quickly rushes off the bus because he's missed his stop. And then right where he gets off, which is also Libby's stop, coincidentally, in this lot, kind of away from the stop, there's the evil villain's lair from the comic book that he's been reading in The Masked Mutant. The Masked Mutant's lair is in real life at this bus stop. And he goes, that can't be real. That's just straight out of my comic book that I read. And comic books aren't real. And he looks at Libby and he says, Libby, what the fuck is this building doing here? And she goes, I don't know, I just moved here. It's been here for as long as I've been here. And he goes, that's fucking weird.
His initial theory is that the author like lived around there and he saw that building and he took it as inspiration for the comic.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He doesn't go into the building this time, does
No.
he? He goes, I'm going to be late for my appointment. That's super fucking weird.
Braces, right?
It's braces or something, yeah. So the next day he gets on the bus again, and he goes back there again, and I think he talks to Libby again. And he gets off at the bus stop, and the building's gone. It's gone. It's like it wasn't even there to begin with. And Libby goes, I guess they knocked it down. And he goes, well, that's so fucking weird. He goes back home, and when he gets home, his mum goes, Skipper dear, good news. Your special edition issue of The Masked Mutant just came in. And Skipper goes, oh, that's right, they're doing special edition comics this month. It's the first of 2 special editions that are coming out on top of the regular comic. And he looks at it, and there's The Masked Mutant there. and he's thrown an invisibility curtain over his building in the comic. And Skipper goes, that's why I couldn't see it, because the bad guy put the invisibility curtain over the building, and that's why it wasn't there when I was there today. So he goes back, and he's like, Libby, you gotta believe me. In the comic, the invisibility curtain, and Libby goes, you're a fucking idiot. There's no way. And he convinces her to walk with him towards where the building was, and sure enough, they get close enough, and they can see it again because they walk through the invisibility curtain. And he goes, that's it. This is real. Somehow, the masked mutant is in real life.
Art matches reality, and vice versa.
That's not a quote from the book. That's just you being a dumbass.
All right.
So he goes, hey, Libby, listen, we're going to go inside the building. And she goes, no, we're fucking not, idiot. That's the worst idea ever. And he goes, don't care, didn't ask. And he goes into the building. And when he does go into the building, there's like a little zap thing that happens. And he goes, what the fuck was that? And Libby goes, don't worry, it probably wasn't important. Anyway, let's go up to the elevator. And they go up to the elevator, and they click the button to go up to the top level. But instead, they go down. And they go down to the bottom level, and then Skipper loses Libby. And just can't find Libby anywhere. And he's walking around in this basement, and it looks like an artist workshop down there. And he goes up to the table, and there's all in-progress prints of the latest issue of The Masked Mutant. And he goes, oh, this must be where they make the comic. That's so cool. And he's looking at all this like concept art for The Masked Mutant, and there's concept art for a character called the Galloping Gazelle, which is one of the heroes. And then there's concept art for a kid who looks just like Skipper. And Skipper goes, excuse me, what the fuck? And then Libby reappears or something, and they have to leave the building and they run away scared. Or
Well, don't forget the cliffhanger ending in that point of the book.
What was the cliffhanger there?
That was halfway into the book. He sees the masked mutant, and then I turned around and the masked mutant was staring right at me.
Oh yeah, true.
And it was a fucking cutout.
Yeah, was Libby holding a cardboard cutout, or was it just there was a cardboard cutout?
I think it was just a cutout.
Yeah, and then he finds Libby and he's like, Libby, I lost you, where'd you go? And Libby goes, I lost you, where'd you go? And it's like, oh, that's so funny. Anyway, let's go home, and they go home again. And then in comes the next special edition issue of The Masked Mutant. And in this one, you see the mutant has the Galloping Gazelle tied down to an evil thingy. And the gazelle goes, that kid is my only hope to get out of here. And Skipper looks at the page, and sure enough, there's him, he's in the book, and he goes, fuck, I've got to go and save the Galloping Gazelle. So he goes back to the building, he goes in there, he finds the Galloping Gazelle, and Galloping Gazelle's just like, that's it, kid. You saved me, we got to go up there, we got to defeat the Masked Mutant, we got to get the fuck out of here. So they go up, there's some dumb chapter where they're going up some stairs, and the gazelle's like, look out, if you step on those first 2 steps, you're gonna die, because he's got a trap on it. So he's like, you've just got to jump over the steps like this, and Gazelle just does it. And Skipper's like, man, I don't do PE, man, I'm just a fucking fat comic book nerd, I can't do it. And he tries to jump, and he fucks it, and he steps on one of the steps, and it's like, oh no, you're about to die, cliffhanger. Next chapter, Gazelle just goes, oh, I guess you didn't turn it on. Anyway, let's go, man. So they go up to the Masked Mutant's room, and there's the Masked Mutant, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, kid.
You know how he enters the scene?
Oh my god, yeah. I didn't even mention what the Masked Mutant's ability is.
Yeah.
So the power is he can completely change his atoms, his form, into whatever he wants. He's a complete shapeshifter, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. So they walk into this room.
You can only turn into solids.
You can only turn into solids. So he walks into this room, and there's a chair in front of all these consoles and everything, and Gazelle's like, I'm gonna figure out what this is, and the Gazelle sits down in the chair, and the chair grabs him, and Gazelle's like, oh no, and the chair morphs into the Masked Mutant.
He fucking is playing prop hunt.
He disguised himself as a chair. Funniest shit I ever seen. And then they fight. The Gazelle's like, I'm gonna hit the mutant with my tornado move, because the Gazelle's ability is that he's the Flash, he's super fast. So he spins around like a tornado, and the mutant's just like, haha, watch this, and he puts his foot out and he trips the Gazelle over. And the Gazelle just goes, oh fuck, kid, good luck, man. He runs. The Gazelle just nopes out of there, and it's the last you see of him the entire book. He just goes, I'm not dealing with this. Have fun, kid. And leaves. Does the masked mutant die?
Libby comes in.
Libby comes... Yeah, so the kid's talking to the masked mutant. The masked mutant's like, ha, whatever, I'm going to win. Libby comes in. The masked mutant's missing again. He's disguised himself again. And Skipper's just like, Libby, fucking look out. The mutant's fucking in here. We've got to find it. And Libby just kind of laughs and goes, ha, you fuckwit. And Libby turns into the masked mutant. Libby was the masked mutant all along.
It's so much stupider though, because like I don't think he disguises himself. I think Libby just picks up a gun and shoots him, and then is like, "Oh, thank you, Libby." And then Libby points it at Skipper. It's like, "I was the masked mutant."
Yeah, I forgot. There's the assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Libby comes in, kills the masked mutant, and then Libby turns into the masked mutant, and he says, "That was my assistant. I just let him dress up as me sometimes."
And he's been Libby the whole time.
He's been Libby the entire time.
In my headcanon, he actually unironically enjoys High School Harry and Beanhead.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
He's allowed to. He probably, you know what, give me a second. Yeah. So Skipper goes, what the fuck's happening? Why is all this happening? And Libby, who is now a real masked mutant, goes, this is all to help me write my comic book. Rivals are so hard to come by these days. So everything that he's been doing was to create a good comic. So when he first walked into the building and there was that random beam that shot out at Skipper, that was the masked mutant turning Skipper into a comic book character. He replaced all of his blood with ink and just turned him into a comic book character.
The logistics of being a comic book character aren't really explained.
No, they just go, you're a comic book character, you are ink. You are ink now. And it's like, that's super weird. And then the masked mutant's just like, well, thank you for helping me with my comic. It's actually time that I kill you. And then Skipper goes, wait, but you didn't. You didn't, you thought I was Skipper? No, I was Elastic Boy. And the masked mutant goes, okay, you're still gonna die. And Skipper goes, no, but I need to leave now because I shouldn't be appearing in anybody else's comics. And my writers are gonna be very angry at me. As masked mutant's like, I'm gonna kill you now. And Skipper goes, oh, shoot. But you should know that you can't kill me. Masked mutant goes, why the fuck not? Skipper goes, because only fucking acid can destroy the Elastic Boy. Oops. Masked mutant goes, you fuckwit kid, telling me your weakness? Watch this. And he shapeshifts into acid. And then Skipper goes, you fuckwit mutant. You can't turn back from being liquid, you idiot. That's why you can only do solid. And the mutant goes, drat, my one weakness that I should be very aware of. No. And then the mutant dies. And then you skip ahead a while, and Skipper's still alive. And he's still a comic book character.
He cuts himself and he bleeds ink.
Yeah, and he bleeds ink.
It's like, well, here we go again.
Ruh-roh, Raggy, I'm a comic book character. Dun, 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 dun. That's the end.
Yeah.
That's this book, Attack of the Mutant.
To me, that whole ending feels like a bad improv scene.
And I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, your thoughts.
Yeah. Like, I don't like saying it because it just feels like a conspiracy theory. Like, I think this does feed into the Stein has a ghostwriter because I think the ghostwriter knew what comics were, wrote a synopsis, Stein read it, didn't understand it, and sort of made up his own bullshit. That's what that ending feels like to me, because it makes no goddamn sense to me.
Yeah. He just starts throwing out all of his twist bullshit like he usually does.
It's so interesting to me. It still has that problem where nothing really happens until the Gazelle and Skipper encounters the mutant about like 90 pages into the book. But then it just fucking goes.
It does just go. I think it does the mystery better than most Goosebumps books do, even though the mystery is something so ridiculously stupid.
Like,
which I think is for its benefit, but it's
Yeah.
still fucking dumb.
like, can the comics tell the future? Is
Yeah.
that what it's doing?
And the way that he introduces the comic more and more as it goes on, I don't know, I think this book's pretty fucking dumb,
Yeah.
but like fun the whole way through.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you won't catch me defending it any more than that. Where, like, it's just fucking stupid, and I enjoyed it because it was dumb.
Yeah. Let's read our notes.
Yeah, I'm thinking, what else? The Gazelle was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And stupid, and like, why the fuck?
Gazelle felt like he was on an escort mission because he'd always run ahead of Skipper and like, oh,
Yeah,
that's right,
yeah.
you can't run that fast. I'll go back.
Yeah, he felt like a fucking NPC in a video game, yeah.
Oh, apparently, like Galloping Gazelle's explanation for how the Masked Mutant got him was because he got him while he was napping.
Oh yeah, that's right. I wrote a note very early into the book, which obviously we know why later on, but I wrote, this girl invites a boy she's just met into her house. Her parents have failed. Obviously, that was the Masked Mutant.
Yeah, like, I guess what would happen if he agreed to go to her house?
Yeah.
Oh, my house is here. We've been looking at it the entire time.
Yeah, yeah. Come on in, I'll show you my comic book collection.
I've pretty much covered all of my notes. How about you?
I had 4 notes.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I guess we talk about the TV adaptation now.
TV adaptation, the 2-parter. First part is alright. Part 2 goes hard. Goes
It's-
so fucking hard.
Like, the greatest weakness of this adaptation is its source material.
Yep.
It does a lot with its source material.
Yep. Going into it, you really weren't that excited for it.
No.
But then I was like, but what if they do a Horrorland?
They kind of do.
They don't fully go
Yeah.
all Horrorland, but talking about how good casting can save something. Do we want to
Do we just get right
do we
into
just get
it?
right? I don't think there's a lot to say. Let's not get right into it, but let's attempt to like
Yeah.
cover all of it. It's the book. So
Yeah.
anyway, getting to the good part.
So there's a little comic at the start. The comics, by the way, are drawn shit.
Yeah.
They look garbage. We compared it to Sonic Chew.
Yeah, one of them looks exactly like Sonic.
But there's a little narration between the Masked Mutant and the Galloping Gazelle. I thought I recognized the voice of the Galloping Gazelle. I was like, no, they didn't.
Thanks for dropping by, Mutant. Another victory over evil for the League of Good Guys.
And then he shows up in part 2. Galloping Gazelle is played by Adam West.
What about the masked mutants?
We'll just wait right here and surprise him. Just take a little off the top, trim around the horns, please.
We were so fucking happy.
For all you kids who don't know who Adam West is, he played Batman in the 1966 show.
If you want to do a comic book thing, especially like the big superhero resurgence we had thanks to the Spider-Man trilogy and X-Men and shit,
Yeah.
like you'd get Adam West.
Get Adam West.
Yeah.
To
And
the
he's
point
great.
that like even the actual Batman animated series gets Adam West in to be a character just because he's fucking Adam West. Like even Batman itself is like going, yeah, Adam West is a big deal. Fucking mwah. And he kicked ass.
He's great.
And you know, Galloping Gazelle was already funny in the book. He was already pretty fucking funny. In the TV show, holy shit!
Oh, the costumes are so fucking corny. They're perfect.
You just need to play like every second that he's
Yeah,
in.
it's so good.
Take your time. Take your time. We only have to save the planet.
This is incredible.
Yeah. Not nearly as impressive as the control room for the League of Good Guys. We have a soft drink machine. That's it. I'm out of here.
Wait, where are you going?
He's right. I'm too old for this superhero stuff. You're on your own, kid.
And like the mutant's pretty good. He's basically just doing Jim Carrey's The Grinch for some reason.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though this is before Jim Carrey's The Grinch.
It's true.
Yeah.
Could you compare it to The Mask?
You probably honestly, yeah, because the
Mask
mask has
Mutant.
like those shape-shifting powers as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It is that very Jim Carrey thing where it's like, I'm evil, yeah.
Dude knows that he's not going to win any fucking awards, and he's just going for it. He's just having a good time.
The effects of the Masked Mutants headquarters, not so good.
Looked really weird. There were a couple of shots where you could see the kid was just, I'm walking through a building, guys.
It's weird. They had a lot of practical sets. Every now and then they'll just be like, green screen hallway.
Yes, yeah, it's usually like the moving shots. They'll be like, we don't actually have this much space, so we will just do it over like a 3D environment. I don't know, it was alright.
The morphing effects were good, like him being the chair was really nice.
It always looked funny.
Yeah.
So you go, that's a shit effect, but I laugh.
Yeah. And Galloping Gazelle's little tornado move, I didn't even know what he was trying to do.
He was just like moving in a circle and walking around the room, and they just like warped the image around him. That's all it was, and it's fucking dumb, and I love it. The exact same thing happens. They put the foot out, he gets tripped over, and he goes, "See ya, kid," and just walks away. I love it. It's dumb. What did they do? They changed the ending slightly.
Yeah, he's now an actual superhero.
Yeah.
They gave him a costume and everything.
Yeah, the end is it was just like that One Piece when Luffy first uses the gum ability and his arm stretches out. It was that with the mum dragging the kid away and he's elastic, so he stretches, and then she goes, "Wait a minute," and she turns around and he's eating cereal and he's dressed up like the character. That moment exactly is just in One Piece. I love it.
The part 1 ending is that halfway point cliffhanger. It's even more jarring because they show the actual mutant and then they cut to the cutout.
Yeah.
Like, who are you fooling?
Kids.
And the fucking bus with that sign.
The Goosebumps ad on the side of it, and it's the same bus every single day.
It's really distracting.
I love it.
And they have the mutant just sort of hanging out in the bushes for all of part 1. He's just always hiding somewhere.
It's not even like a big bush that he's just behind like a twig. He's like, hey. I guess maybe he was Libby, and that's why nobody would notice him, or maybe he was the bush.
He was the bush. Prop hunt.
Yeah, prop
That's
hunt.
exactly what it is. Yeah, look, it's a competent adaptation. I don't have a lot against it. My issues with it are my issues with the book.
They did their job.
Yeah.
They got Adam West. It's a win from me.
Yeah.
That's a W right there. Good job. No, I think that's proper. I can't think of anything else to say about it.
No. We'll forget something after we stop recording, but...
Watch part 2 just for Adam West and have yourself a good time.
Yeah.
Really, let's talk about My Hairiest Adventure.
Why do you collect rocks anyway?
This is not a rock. This is a mineral for like the 10th time.
My Hairiest Adventure is not very good. This is probably one of the worst books we've read so far, and I don't say that lightly. I don't have a lot of nice things to say. I don't know what I think of the ending, but just a heads up, it's fucking wild.
I don't think I dislike anything.
Yeah.
Like, particularly. I ain't about to fight for it in any fucking way. Fucking weird ass book, dude.
Like, I get it. We have to write a book every month. They can't all be winners. But fuck me. He grows hair. That's the book. That's the entire fucking book.
You hit a point in that book where you go, something needs to happen.
Yeah.
It needs to be scary somehow.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, he's growing a lot of hair. So I'm thinking like, oh, cool, it's our first werewolf book.
It's not.
No.
In both ways, it's not a werewolf, and we already had a werewolf book.
Oh yeah, Fever Swamp. Oh god, Fever Swamp.
Yeah. Look, I'll tell you what this little book's about. So it stars Larry Boyd. We've had a Larry before in my favorite. It is Why I'm Afraid of Bees. And I immediately drew a connection, much in the same way that the first chapter of Why I'm Afraid of Bees is the main character being terrorized by a bunch of bees. The main character in this one is terrorized by dogs. And he doesn't get why, because he likes dogs. He doesn't really have a problem with them, but they're always chasing him for some reason. He's on his way to band practice. He needs to get his best friend Lily to scare them off.
I saw you reading the back of the book for her name.
It's not even on here. I don't know why I looked. And they've got a school band coming up. It's the Battle of the Bands.
Yes.
They're there with 3 of their friends. 3 of them play guitar. There's a lot of guitarists in the band. And they find this old suntan bottle in a bin next door. And they're like, hey, tans are cool, right? Let's all put on this tan bottle and we'll all get tans. And then
what's it called?
Instatan.
Yeah.
It's like, but it says not to use it after this date. That the bottle's expired.
It says not to use it past 1964.
It's been expired. It's a scary tan bottle because it's expired. And they all put the tan on, and then after an undetermined period of time, Larry starts growing hair.
I want to stop for a second.
Yeah?
I want to quickly go back to the band.
Okay.
The band, there's your 3 guitarists.
Yeah.
There's your drummer. One of the guitarists is also Lily, who is the singer as well.
Yeah.
And that's your band. Sorry, the drummer is on the piano. This kid has like an electric piano that he can go through like all the different prompts.
Right.
But he can never get it quite the same every time. He's got to go through and fiddle with the controls and try to find the right drum synthesizer to... And that's how they get their drums for their music, as well as the 3 guitars. There's literally no point to this. I just like the band stuff.
Yeah, no, the band stuff is different. I'm trying to remember the name of the bully. Howie.
The worst name, yeah.
Howie. So Howie's the bully. He's leading the other band, the rival band in Battle of the Bands, and they have to beat Howie.
Oh, what's the kids' band? Like the main kids, what's their band called?
I don't remember.
The Geeks.
The Geeks. His is like Howie and the Players. It's something like that. It's named after Howie. And Larry gets called Hairy Larry because he has hair. I don't really...
But not the hair from the lotion, just he's hairy to begin with.
So he starts growing extra hair, and it's like this dark coarse hair. It's not like his blonde curly hair. And he thinks it's from the Insta-Tan bottle. He's scared to tell his friends and his doctor and family. He has a doctor that comes in like once every 2 weeks or something.
It's like once a month.
Yeah, he's got this adrenal issue, they say, and he needs to get an injection. And that's basically all we need to know about that at this point in time. And eventually the hair gets to be an issue. One thing I guess to mention is they notice a new dog in the pack, and his hair matches one of the band members that has gone missing.
What's his name?
Manny.
Yes, I hate that I remember most of these kids' names.
Yes. Manny.
Can you name anybody else from the band?
Jared.
Yeah,
Jared's
baby.
in it. So the problem that I immediately thought was they make a big deal out of this. His hair doesn't match this hair. And then they're like, oh, that's Manny because it has the same hair. That's a plot hole. I'm calling bullshit on you, Stein. And eventually the hair gets so bad, he finally decides to come clean to his parents. They talk to the doctor about it. He's like, that's dumb. Tan lotions don't really do that. If they did, we'd have a cure for baldness, wouldn't he? Yeah. And then he finally talks to Lily about it. It's like, I don't want to talk about it. It's like, has Lily been growing hair as well?
That's the thing. All the friends put the lotion on as well.
Yeah.
None of the others are talking about it.
Yeah, like, are we hiding something? Is something going on?
At this point, I was thinking, are they all going to turn into werewolves during the Battle of the Band? And we just have, like, fucking shredding metal werewolf band of kids.
That would be cool.
That'd be something.
So Lily eventually goes missing, and something that I guess needs to be mentioned about Lily is that she has heterochromia, and she's got this pirate coin necklace her grandfather gave her. And
what is heterochromia? What now?
So it's when your eyes have 2 different colors.
Thank you. I got you to explain that for the idiots in the audience.
You knew what it was.
I knew what it was from context.
Okay. Yeah. So he finds a dog that's got heterochromia as well, and it has the pirate coin necklace. Larry's convinced Lily's gone missing. He tries to reach out to Lily's family, but like, Lily, never heard of her.
Yeah.
You're making shit up, kid. So
And they're all packing their bags to leave, and they're just like, there was no Lily, please leave us the fuck alone.
So at this point, it's just 3 of them. Larry's hair issue, he's just shaved it off. He's like, it's probably, I'm just going to live with it. Hopefully it doesn't grow back. So they go to the Battle of the Bands, and Howie's band plays Johnny Be Good, like a really good Johnny Be Good.
Yeah,
and
it's like they're actually good shit.
And I immediately thought of Back to the Future, because he plays Johnny Be Good. And then they come on, and they play the Beatles. I Want to Hold Your Hand, I think it is.
Yep.
They're not very good, but then Larry starts growing hair, and everyone's like, whoa, cool effects. That's so cool. And they all get cheers. And this is the part where I tell you my theory on what My Hairiest Adventure is supposed to be. This is Stein's take on Teen Wolf. In Teen Wolf, it's an old 80s movie starring Michael J. Fox, where he discovers that he's like his heritage makes him turn into a werewolf when he gets excited. And he discovers that being a werewolf is actually really cool. Like, all the kids are really into him now, and he's like really good at basketball. And because of the Johnny Be Good connection, and the fact that people like the hair shit when he does it in Battle of the Bands, I drew that connection. I thought, maybe. That's...
How many chapters are left?
There's 2. There's 2.
Chapters left.
Now, the rest of this book, I can't stress this enough. What I'm about to say is what happens in this book.
For the next 2 chapters, which is 6 pages.
Yes. Larry runs home and shows his hair off to his parents, like, do you see now? Do you believe me? I've been growing hair this whole time.
It was the lotion.
And then the mum's like, Larry, listen, we didn't tell you before. It's not the lotion. You're a dog. Then it cuts to some time later.
Final chapter.
Yeah, Larry is a dog. And he explains that this town is like a little experiment that his doctor, I think his name's Merkin, Dr. Merkin ran, and he was basically turning dogs into children. And he would give them to couples. Why they couldn't have kids of their own, it's not really explained. But basically every kid in this neighborhood were dogs. Howie was a dog, everyone in the band, every single child was a dog. And the injections were wearing off so that they eventually turned back into dogs. And there's no mention of the kids going missing up until they put the tan lotion on. There's no one talks about the hair. But like this entire town, all of the children are dogs. And it's fine because Larry's happy with that. He says it. I wrote the quote because it's stupid, but I love it. I think it's... Hang on. Dogs should be dogs, in my humble opinion. The status quo has been returned to, and at the end, I fucking forgot to mention this. He has a cat named Jasper. I guess the running thing in the book was that Jasper was getting creeped out by his growing hair, and then Larry's parents have a new baby come in named Jasper, and it's got yellow eyes. And that's the end of the fucking book.
He mentions that the doctor said, the parents, when they're explaining to Larry everything, they're just like, well, the doctor doesn't really want to do this experiment anymore because it's, weird, and also it's too hard to explain to the dogs that they're going to go back to being dogs, and it's too hard on the owners to basically lose a kid every time. So he's, he's done experimenting on dogs. And he just moves on to cats, as if it'll be any better for your cliffhanger.
It's strange.
Fucking what a book. I don't even want to talk about it. It's a book that we read, and it's got a twist, and I'm done.
The ending is weird. My issue with it is that it makes the rest of the book kind of pointless, because it's like, there was nothing Larry could have done to change anything. The suntan lotion was a red herring. He was always just going to turn back into a dog, regardless of what happened.
Yeah. This is where he figures out the twist first.
Yeah.
But he didn't have the rest of the book. He just had a twist.
He's a dog!
What
Yeah,
are my notes? One of my notes is, like what you said, the lotion, the suntan lotion is complete red. It's a complete red herring. that he commits to for the entire book. He holds on to this reveal because it's very obvious. It's very obvious, I find, that the lotion was just a red herring.
Yeah.
But he holds on to it until the last chapter, as if it is a big reveal. As if it isn't obviously fucking stupid. Good job, dude. Good job, Mr. Stein. I don't think I have any other notes of any fucking value today.
I have one note. He has a nightmare at one point that he's eating spaghetti and it turns into hair, and I just thought it reminded me of the Filthy Frank hair cake video.
Oh god. Nah. I guess the only other thing that I'd want to say is that I really like the band stuff.
Yeah, the band stuff was
I wish I had an
interesting.
entire book of band stuff.
Yeah. Like your werewolf band idea sounds amazing.
I was waiting for that. I was so excited. My first note was that I love the band stuff so much, it's hard to care about anything else. And then the band stuff slowly goes away until the end.
Yeah.
And yeah, no. Dog.
That's it.
We have a TV adaptation as well, don't we?
Yeah, we do. So the TV adaptation is a one-parter. It cuts out a fair amount. Mostly the band stuff is gone, which was your favorite part of the book.
The only part that I liked.
It is mainly just Larry kind of having these endless inner monologues.
It's because I have these stupid allergies. The doctor said no running. Yeah, I was fine, all right. If you don't mind having arms like Bigfoot. I decided I better get out of here. Any way I could. I had to check and see if there was hair growing anywhere else. What were my mom and dad hiding? Could Lily really be a dog? Anyway, Mr. and Mrs. Boyd came here to be part of Dr. Merkin's project. He learned how to turn dogs into humans.
Like, the writers thought that Larry was the most interesting boy in the world because he talks.
It's the only way you can convey the ending is with having voiceover.
Because this is the issue with a lot of these books. It's happening more recently, where we have no one for the main character to work off of. You need a sidekick. Yeah. You need someone to, like, bounce ideas off of. And that should have been Lily. But Lily doesn't really have anything to do, neither in the book nor the TV adaptation.
And she has to disappear before the final act as well. So it's like...
The most I can say about this is JonTron reviewed it.
It is a European nation historically. There's just no debating that. No. They say you want to have a conversation, but they don't really want to have a conversation. They just want to blame whites more and more.
Please, Larry, you don't understand.
This word racist, what does it mean?
You don't know what you're doing here.
What is it that's so offensive about white people saying they would like to preserve their demographic majority? Wealthy blacks also commit more crime than poor whites. That's a fact.
I'll bring it up every time we get to a TV adaptation, JonTron reviews. The one thing at the end when he turns into a dog, do you remember what the dog was? So we watch this intro every time.
Oh.
We watch it every time. There's a new episode. Jared every now and again is like, it's the barking ghost. Oh my god!
Hey guys. Anyway, Mr. and Mrs. Boyd came here to be part of...
All this time I've been making barking ghost references. Fucking Hairiest Adventure.
The dog in the intro is this fucking guy. There's the shot where the G comes by and it turns evil is in the show.
Episode. Yeah.
Which means that lady in the sign, she's going to be in one of these episodes. I'm waiting for her. But yeah, that's really fucking it.
The way I jumped out of my seat when
Yeah.
that happened. That was it. That was all the episode had for me. Because they removed all the band stuff, but the rest of it was like pretty okay.
The guy playing Larry fucking sucked.
Yeah. The last shot with the Jasper baby, with the cat eyes, was pretty creepy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. That's it.
They did it. Yeah, they did it. Let's not even bother cutting. Just grab the board.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Bring the board.
And that's when I saw the dog. Jared? It sounded like him.
What do you mean it sounded like him? Is that racist?
No.
And I'll get the bin.
Yeah, somebody's going in the bin.
Oh, I wonder. So your Attack of the Mutant is going to be going on the board.
Just throw Hairiest Adventure in the bin.
Okay, is there... We're going to work out in post where this is going along with the other guys because we haven't really worked out where we want to put stuff in the bin yet. But we're confident that the things in the bin belong in the bin.
Yeah.
Attack of the Mutant, so far...
I don't want to look at the board. Who's leaving the board?
So, Say Cheese and Die.
What's directly above Say Cheese and Die?
Deep Trouble.
I will take... It's not better than Deep Trouble, but I would prefer it.
Alright.
Wait, did I say Cheese and Die?
Yeah.
Or Deep Trouble?
Alright, so you prefer this to Deep Trouble?
Yes, what's above Deep Trouble?
It's You Can't Scare Me.
I take that over You Can't Scare Me.
Okay.
What's after You Can't Scare Me?
Return of the Mummy.
Nah, I take Return of the Mummy.
Okay, let's do it. I don't know, where has Say Cheese and Die gone, the actual fucking cover?
We might have just put it right back in the bin.
Yeah. Alright, well...
Just leave the magnet aside. I'm probably going to throw it out anyway.
Okay, no worries. And Deep Trouble, you're next.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And Attack the Mutant, the board is looking better. It's...
The reshuffle
Yeah.
really went a long way.
Yeah.
We didn't even change it that much, but
No.
it's a good change. Yeah, we got one of the crap ones off. Attack the Mutants on. It's, yeah, everything below Be Careful What You Wish For, I don't particularly care for.
Yeah.
So as soon as we get the last 5 off the board, we got a solid top 10.
Yeah. Well, I have hopes for next month, sort of. Can you tell us what we're reviewing next month?
I gave you one of them.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's not Haunted Mask 2 next.
No.
No. What did I give you? No clue.
We are reviewing A Night in Terror Tower and The Cuckoo Clock of Doom.
Fuck yes.
I've read both of those as a kid. I remember both of the plots pretty well.
Okay.
They're both fucking wild.
Okay, good. I remember bits of Terror Tower, but not enough to confidently tell you what happens in it. It's one of those iconic covers that you just know.
Like a medieval executioner is a really fun idea for a Goosebumps villain.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Cuckoo Clock of Doom is one of them stupid ones that are
Yeah.
just like, yeah, what I want
Fucking Cuckoo Clock, sure.
I want to see what this fucking is. Alright, next one's gonna be fucking sweet. And I'm pretty happy with our board. And that's our first month back of 2023. If you're a returning viewer, all 2 of you, thank you for being here.